Work management platforms. Ugh, endless onboarding, IT bottlenecks, admin requests. But what if things were different?
We found love in an open space.
Monday.com is different. No lengthy onboarding, beautiful reports in minutes, custom workflows you can build on your own, easy to use prompt-free AI. Turns out you can love a work management platform. Monday.com, the first work platform you'll love to use.
I don't think I've ever been more excited to start a show late in my life. But Robert did just tell me
that I've never been more excited to review a runway. How dare you steal those words out of my beautiful mouth, Joe?
I'm a thief. Right here on RulaskaThoughts. Oh, I gotta lower this. We're gonna take you up, phlegm.
Gross.
I know. Sorry. It happened, but don't you think it'd be grosser if I was just talking with? I'm gonna use.
You sound like Candy
microphone
Muse.
thing. I know. I have a little cough button that lets me clear my throat whenever I like. It happens all the time. You guys just don't ever know it. Anyway, hi, welcome to Rulaska. Oh, there's usually music.
Why doesn't Bob the drag queen have one?
You would think he would, because I mean, I don't have like super fancy equipment. Does he call? I don't listen to the show. Does he constantly heck and will do all that stuff? You know, do they burp and stuff?
And eat?
Yeah. There's a weird amateurish view on it that makes it seem more, like it adds to the verisimilitude of it all, and it's cool or something like that. It's not. It's annoying.
If it's the primary, I dropped off the show because I just couldn't take both of them being objectively wrong and being so stubbornly so all the time. It was quite irritating, even though I adore both of them as drag queens and artists, but I just couldn't listen to their thoughts. They were just false all the time. But otherwise, the main complaint is that they're just smacking and chewing and snorting all the time.
Yeah. I think Willem does that too on Race Chaser, correct? Isn't there a lot of burping and stuff?
I don't know. That sounds like Willem, though.
I think my biggest problem with any show is, and it's actually something that I think sometimes my own shows, not me, can veer into, which is sort of this apologetics for favorite drag queens. And I think with them, I know historically they've been criticized for always defending Todrick or just not talking about him, or Shangela. They protect their friends. But that's why I think if you do that's the danger. I mean, I would have the same thing too. I think I'd have trouble if I was friends with people. It's actually an attribute I respect, that you stand by your friends. But the problem is, don't do a podcast that has to talk about your friends. I think that's the thing. I don't know these drag queens, so I don't care. Robert, how are you? Welcome.
Very good. I'm splendid. I'm great. I'm radiating.
So before we talk, we have a lot to talk about today, and we have a very packed show and hard out. Before we do any of that, you said that you had a really quick housekeeping announcement. I'm not going to do a whole Patreon plug, kind of. I am going to do one. If you want to buy this episode of Recap, where we talk about the looks, the full episode, you can go do that at patreon.com. You can just buy this episode over at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. All right. Sorry, Robert. Go ahead. You said
there a question?
You said you want to do some non-look corrections of the show.
Oh, no. Quite the opposite. That I have a full list of grievances with the sea creature runway category.
Oh, interesting.
Because I am one of those gays, girls, whatever you want to call it, who was obsessed with the whole idea of becoming a marine biologist, because I thought that having that job meant that I got to live in the Lisa Frank rainbow seascape kind of world. And obviously the reality of that job is nothing but. So I fell off of that too. But I know a lot about the fucking ocean. Too much. And none of these girls seem to, but we'll get into it later.
I could see that being a neurodivergent trait of yours. I will also say, too, I've heard from, I've gone different Reddit AMAs and stuff like that from marine biologists, that anyone who is an actual marine biologist knows that dolphins are assholes.
Yes.
So this is just widely known that dolphins are assholes. But, okay, well, let's just talk about the episode as a whole. Let's just be non-look stuff, like for instance, Tarpgate, all that stuff. Did you have any thoughts?
I did. And you called out on the main recap that you're curious to hear my thoughts about the Anya reaction to it. I agree that she was in the wrong. Yet again, I was still sort of on her side because Lexi was being so damn dramatic about everything. Like when she was falling to her knees in the back of the studio, I'm like, bitch, bro, like these are the histrionics I'm here for. Absolutely. I'm cackling. I'm having a great time. But at the same time, I'm like, fucking lax.
Yeah.
You know, it did not endear me to her. And I haven't done the switch up that a lot of people have done on her in the last couple of episodes. But at the same time, if a person's going to come forward and present themselves as a rough and tough girl of the streets, why are you surprised that she has rough edges? And these last couple of days have been the rough edges. Everyone wanted to turn her into this like cinnamon bun, apotheosized like trans woman who's been enlightened and can spread nothing but joy and love. No, she's clearly not that person. Don't infantilize her as such. Just accept that she's got less savory sides to her. And so she's been displaying that. It creates a picture of a real person. And it's in conflict with Anya, who's very much a real person, who I agree may not have the greatest moral compass and is definitely not the most outright about coming to terms with things that she's done wrong. We've seen a pattern of it throughout the show. But as a TV character, I'm still 100% in. My biggest beef with her is something that I don't feel like I've heard mentioned, which is when she apologized to Lexi and they had their come to Jesus moment. Not once did Anya apologize for what Lexi was really mad about, which is I stood there and said, who ruined my outfit? And you did nothing. You didn't own it. You didn't do shit. Anya never addressed that in her apology when they're hugging kissy. All she apologized for was spraying the tarp, which was not the real issue at hand.
Yeah.
I've had several ex-friends or exes apologize for what I wasn't mad about. What I told you 5 times I was mad about, but you're going to come apologize for the lesser crime. This is not what you're in court for, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, because Arietti, for the most part, was forgive and forget.
She is in that little clique, though. So there's slightly different dynamics.
Very good point. And in fact, we have such little time and so much to discuss. I was very curious, I'm having to do sort of like cheaty editing. And what I mean, I don't like to edit this way, but like with recap, I knew there was a lot of things I needed to listen for, but I didn't have time. So I uploaded a version to my Dropbox and I listened while I was at work and stuff, and then took notes on things I needed to snip out. So I already did a re-listen of the show. And when I did, I was like, oh, I really do want to hear Robert's take on my rant about Sam Starr and poverty, but Charles Barkley is her godfather.
My eyebrows were raised when she said that. Sam Starr says she is her mother's fucking daughter. So many blatantly ignorant things that she's still trying to self-victimize. In this case, yes, you can't be in true poverty if you have A-list, B-list celebrity connections. Like, I'm not saying that, she went on international trips to Paris or fucking Thailand every year. I'm not saying that she's a woman of wealth, but like, don't sit and pretend that she knows the struggle, capital T, capital S, when obviously your family's well connected. You're fucking lying.
Yes. Or connected. Like in other words, I was thinking about this later. Like, now she did not choose this path, but if she had chosen a path in media, it would have been very easy to get for her because of her godfather.
I have noticed a common trend of us, like with Lexi a couple weeks ago, trying to position herself as the I don't know, someone who's overcome the struggle. We like to poke holes in people's attempts at aggrandizing themselves as such. Maybe because we both come from the struggle.
Well, mostly because more like, I don't want to say it. I'll start sounding like the anti Mr. Blackstone.
Oh,
I just sort of
Mr.
feel
Whitestone?
Mr. Whitestone, Mr. Whitecap. I just sort of feel specifically with Sam Starr, and I might be a culprit of this too, is if you're young and cute and white and gay. Forget Charles Barkley. Forget Trinity. Well, no, Trinity Tuck is probably because of this. You just speak your wishes out loud and they're granted. Kind of, to an extent. You know, people are willing to help you and make sure that if you put any modicum of effort in, that the path is laid out for you. You can manifest much more easily, even if you come from lower socioeconomic backgrounds, you know? And so, you know, I actually, you know, my old friend, I won't say his name. I have an old friend who I lost. He didn't die. He became a crazy person to drugs. He actually was almost like a magic trick. I didn't even know this. He was actually poor, you know, but he happened to be poor, but live in a mobile home park in an affluent area that was hidden.
Interesting.
And he was able to hide that he was poor. And so he would even had a fake house. When you would like drop him off or something, he would be like at a really nice house. He'd be like, bye. And then like walk into the yard. But then when you left, he would then walk actually to the house.
Yeah.
And he just presented himself. He was a cute white boy as like sort of coming from an affluent background and, you know, became very successful as a result, you know, because people wanted to help him out. And so there is something to that. But anyway, why don't we do this, Robert? Why don't we take a break? And when we come back, we are actually going to start talking about the looks. We'll be back right after this.
Pepsid Complete knows that food is one of the best parts of game day. That is, until heartburn strikes. Thankfully, just one chewable tablet of Pepsid Complete provides dual-action heartburn relief with an antacid that starts working instantly and an acid reducer that lasts all day. So you can stay focused on that second helping of chili without worrying about heartburn. All day based on 8-hour symptom relief studies during the day. Use product only as directed.
This episode is brought to you by Nerds Gummy Clusters, the sweet treat that always elevates the vibe. With a sweet gummy surrounded with tangy, crunchy nerds, every bite of Nerds Gummy Clusters brings you a whole new world of flavor. Whether it's game night, on the way to a concert, or kicking back with your crew, unleash your senses with Nerds Gummy Clusters.
This episode is brought to you by Abercrombie. There's nothing better than the perfect jean and going out top combo, or an outfit that perfectly matches your plans. Abercrombie's relaxed jean goes with every occasion. Date nights with something lace, or daytime with a cozy sweater. And their barrel jean will surprise you. It's the trend that will become a staple in your wardrobe. Abercrombie denim comes in tons of rises, fits, and washes. Find your perfect pair online or in store.
And we are back. And we are joined by our fashion maven, Miss Kristen Ochoa. Hello, Kristen.
Who's the fashion maven?
She is.
Aw, thank you. That's very sweet, actually.
Okay, well, we have very limited time. All three of us have hard outs, which is weird because actually Kristen is known for having a soft in. But
he'll get there eventually.
I will. But with Robert's help, you know, Robert wants to be my trainer on Sloppy to Poppy, Christian. He wants to wear like little shorts and a little shirt and stuff like that.
I love that. I'm here for it.
Some of my usual shirts.
Yeah, basically just a Monday. Anyway, let's get into these looks. You know, we're not going to talk about every single look, and we've already kind of talked off the air about how we're not going to spend too much time on bathing beauties. But first of all, before we even get into any looks, let's start with Christian. Christian, did you have any just a general overall take on all the looks in general? Were you impressed? Were you not impressed? What was your take?
So I love the category, Let's Get Seasickening Ball. I think that's a really fun category. You know, I understand Robert's sentiment about bathing beauties being a little lackluster, but, you know, I think it's fair, you guys. Like, these people had to design one outfit, prepare a really extravagant sea creature inspired outfit, which I'm sure took a lot of customization, right? You can't just go somewhere and buy these looks / costumes. So I think it's fair to give the girls a bathing suit category. I do agree with you though, Robert. Some girls really just gave us bathing suit. And it did give little boy in drag a little bit.
Well, let me put a quick pin in that. I will say I respect the pageant roots of the bathing suit category. I just don't think that it makes for the most exciting runway experience.
It is difficult. It is very difficult. I agree.
Who was giving little boy in bathing suit, mama?
I'm sorry, and this is someone who I think is striking in and out of drag. I think they're a real model. They give me Tsunami Muse vibes, you know.
Here's the Lana
Geray. Lana Geray.
She was barely in a bodysuit. She was in like 2 inches of fabric.
Yeah, like my
Not
favorite
bodysuit,
part
swimsuit.
about her look was just her makeup and her hair. But like the concept, everything was really, she doesn't wear body, which, but like she has a gorgeous body, but baby.
What does Mr. Blackstone think?
That was giving, a little fag at Summer Tramp, it wasn't giving a drag queen to me, but that's,
no, it's very much giving Sunday Fun Day.
Yeah. The Sea Creature Couture category obviously was the standout.
Are we done with swimsuits already? Because I did have a couple notes.
Did anybody have anything specific? Can I at least read one? Because
I have notes on everything. It's just not, the one thing that really stood out to me is yet again Corey King is emulating someone else doing the left shark, which Scarlet Envy had already done for a challenge in All Star 6, and then she comes out and does the Katy Perry double reference, which is like, can Corey King have some fucking originality? Is it too much to
Corey
ask?
King, who began in an inflatable shark costume featuring a full body design with a blue and white color scheme and a smiling shark face at the top. The costume is then removed to reveal a bold color block swimsuit in yellow, white, and blue with a classic one-piece silhouette. She completes the look with voluminous blonde hair, striking blue eyeshadow, and a statement necklace, transitioning from playful to polished.
What's bold about hot dog on a stick?
It's not even a full hot dog on a stick fantasy. If it was the hot dog on a stick uniform, I've been wanting to be a hot dog on a stick girl for Halloween for a minute, and I'm trying to find a group to do it with. I love that reference, and it wasn't selling me that reference.
Oh, by the way, hold on for a second. Robert, the other day I was talking to this Christian on the phone.
Mm-hmm. This Christian.
And he was telling about his sister and her birthday party and all this drama with it, right? And he was like, look at this. He goes, you understand, my sister is like a planner, and she's one of these people who, like, around her birthday, she likes to plan big events around her birthday. I'm not that. And I was like, is this bitch for real?
I'm not like that.
To doing drag on Universal City Walk.
Yeah, at Buca de Beppo.
I still want to do that.
Walking through the Halloween Horror Nights. Yeah, and drag.
The mazes.
Joe, you should be thrilled that I would be willing to provide a group of people that would be enthused to do that, and you should make so much content out of it and use it for this show, and you should give the afterthoughts that fucking meaty content, the visuals. They would live to watch Becca de Bupo.
This year, he was like, would you dress up as Oren Ishii? Because we're going to do a Kill Bill 3 themed. I would just end up looking like Joella. But he goes, would you dress up as Oren Ishii for my birthday? And I was like, what?
Please.
If you walk out in Joella drag, you'd get so much money, girl. Maybe it's time to quit your second job and go be a Joella impersonator.
I will be. Get that mattress ready.
What I will say, though, there was one standout for me during this category of bathing suits, and it was Ariete. That was such a fun look, She really
mean Ariete, who was wearing a futuristic black and blue bodysuit with angular segmented panels that create a robotic armor-like effect. The outfit is paired with a flowing black chiffon cape, spike-studded accents, and matching platform boots. Her look is completed with oversized sunglasses, a structured updo featuring a swirling sculptural element, and bold makeup emphasizing a sleek, avant-garde aesthetic.
Come on,
wow,
Quaker
the descriptions have gotten way better.
Thank you.
But what I will say is, yes, she
look.
took me to a very Avatar-esque rave girl dolls kill moment in a cool way. I'm into it.
Dolls kills witches. I love the look, but once again, Arietti opening her annoying ass mouth when it's actually not covered by her annoying ass hands ruined it for me, because she says, and I quote, "I may look naked right now, but I actually have a blue bodysuit on." And then I know she did her annoying ass little giggle. No shit, you have a wrinkly blue bodysuit on, bitch. None of us are that blind. It
wasn't that wrinkly. It just had some seams.
I just think she says dumb shit.
She does say dumb shit. She does. Unfortunately,
but it was a sick
she
look.
might be my favorite. Unfortunately, it's not something I'm excited about. I don't know. Let me not be a hater. She's gay. She's Latina. I like her.
All right. Any other looks on Bathing Beauties?
I mean, pretty basic, like Robbie said.
Nothing gets more basic, unfortunately, than Hermona's very, very standard "look at me, I'm in a swimsuit" look.
Well, hold on for a second. I don't know anything about fashion, but didn't you think, and I know one of you hates and one of you loves, but Lexi Loves was straight up also just Valentina.
Who hates her? Who hates her?
No, one of you hates Valentina.
Christian's
hates
less
her?
into it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just not like OMG Valentina. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are, but I do like her a lot. Yeah, Lexi Love. I mean, she gave us something different with the pubic, like
Merkin.
Yeah, like the mermaid pubes happening.
I know Shaka Khan was living for that at home.
Why has Shaka Khan done that? I don't know this.
It was like a Merkin thing on season 12 when Shaka Khan was blasted out of more benzos than even Lana Gervais on, just on that runway panel, unsure of what to do or say.
Not accusing people of drug use, damn. But actually, Robert, I think the Shaka Khan accusation might be legit. Because I do remember listening to her episode of What's the Tea with Rue and Michelle, and I did think, like, why is she talking like that? I do like her, though, and I did like that interview a lot.
Yeah, I know. I definitely like her. That's what it's...
Okay, wait. Now, I hate to be the host here and step in, but we only have like 15 minutes left on our time. So let's go over to Robert. Is chomping at the bit like a shark. I don't know. To go to Sea Creature Couture. So let's give the floor to Robert. What's the first girl you want to attack? Well, give us your rant here.
Well, really, I have notes on all of them.
Oh, really?
I do. I could try to be quick though, so I'll say it.
Let me pose this to you separately, because we have a hard out. Is this something like you would want to revisit for a part 2 tomorrow, or you just want to get it done now?
I think let's get it done now, but I'll run through it quickly and I'll pause for one that I think merits further discussion.
Okay. Go ahead.
So Crystal did a pufferfish look, which was fine. It was cool to see the McQueen shoes again. I wish that her engineering of the outfit had anywhere near the effect of Ahora's blue COVID hero look. Remember when she puffed out those sleeves and it was over for everyone else? The pufferfish needed that kind of moment. She was in the top, so do you think she deserved to be in the top for that?
No.
I don't necessarily think she was in the top for that look, though.
Not specifically, no, but it was a part of the package.
Okay.
Minor correction for Jules. She said that she was doing a sea slug, but that was very much a flatworm. It's like a totally different phylum. So I don't think Jules is very intelligent. She's literally one brain cell, but it was the wrong sea creature. Similarly, Lydia said she was doing an anglerfish in production. For some reason, put on some kind of like scorpion fish or sculpin, and that's not at all. That's completely different places in the ocean. Doesn't make any sense. And on that note, Sam Star said she was doing a viper fish. She's like I said earlier, she's her mother's daughter. She just says stupid shit confidently. Like it's. You never really see them because they're in the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean. No, they're in the fucking mesopelagic zone, which is just the second zone of the ocean sea. It doesn't make it. It's not right. It makes me mad.
I don't think it's that deep.
It makes me mad. It's not, exactly. It's not as deep as Sam Star fucking said. It's just the mesopelagic zone. Relatively shallow. For sure. I told you I feel passionate about this.
It's not
I
even
love
a
the
nerd
sea.
alert as much as it is just like a stickler alert. Like,
Deeply
girl, calm down.
pedantic,
Let these bitches
yes.
have fun. Like, it's not that easy to create looks on like a budget when you have to deal with all these other looks and they don't give you that much time to
for
prepare.
sure. And I give their designers props. You'll notice that I'm not coming for the looks themselves. I'm coming for
you're being
the science
which is
behind
fair.
their stupidity.
It's not even the science. It is true. Like if it's a ball challenge, which it is, and the categories are very clear, this is the fish, then like that needs to be the actual inspiration or
if you tell me that you're
needs to
walking out as a
reference that,
fucking rhino and you come out with a giraffe neck, I'm gonna say you're stupid. Anyway, do you have any thoughts on any of those looks that I just...
The lionfish was incredible.
Yes. The lionfish, zebra, turkey fish, fucking amazing. And she actually made that.
Who's that? Wait, who
Ariadne.
Oh, okay.
That was beyond. Like, no one mentioned that that's an invasive species, and you can actually get money in Florida for killing those fish and bringing them to, I don't know, some kind of hut. But, like, and there's, like, probably some joke to be made about Ariadne and invasive species and being Mexican, but regardless, it was such a phenomenal look.
That sounds like something Mr. Blackstone would say.
I know. I wonder. There's probably a joke somewhere in there.
Yeah, thank God we didn't have him do this look.
I wonder if it's if they were assigned these fish or they chose them and gave them to production.
I feel like they chose them. And as we were running through them, so I'm at the bar, as Joe said, I'm in a club, and no one in LA can shut the fuck up. So we're not really focusing on the looks. And as I'm gibbing and gabbing with my friend, I'm like, as these looks are running by, I'm like, why has no one done the drag queen of the sea, leafy sea dragon? And then immediately after her, Mona Lisa comes out in the least themed goddamn dress ever. She says, it's a leafy sea dragon. It's nothing like a leafy sea dragon. How dare you imply that your boring ass look has anything to do with the leafy sea dragon? I'm pissed.
You sound like, what's her name? Your makeup is terrible. What's her name again? The drag queen that in the movie, what's it called again?
Crystal LaBeija.
Crystal LaBeija. Thank you. That's what he's sounding like right now. Pageant, yeah.
Or was it pageant? Well, regardless, she deserved to go home for that leafy sea dragon abomination. The leafy sea dragon deserves so much more.
Okay, moving on. Let's get to the design challenge. So the category for her was Seasickening Eleganza, which, again, they might just throw out Eleganza just to use the word. I don't know if they genuinely mean, like, elegant drag, right? How do we feel about these looks, guys? Do we agree with the tops? Being Sam Star. Who else was in the top? Ariadne, which I think Ariadne absolutely deserved the win. Mm-hmm. And who was also in the top? It was Sam Star, Crystal. Ariadne. Was it Crystal Envy and the pink and yellow little lemonade moment? Okay, thoughts?
I thought that Sam Star's outfit looked like a reject from the bag ball, which in itself should have been thrown in the trash. It was horrible. It was awful. I don't understand it. What absolutely kills me is so La Roach, who has like desperate like sideline syndrome, he can't wait to make a moment and make something about himself. He's like he does the most boring thing, which makes a cocaine and Colombia reference. An American cannot wait to hear the word cocaine and immediately say Colombia, or immediately hear the word Colombia and immediately say cocaine. Haven't we moved on?
Yeah.
I mean, no, because Amelia Perez is still like one of the hottest topics in pop culture right now. So I don't think we've moved on, unfortunately. That being said, I liked it. I mean, for her making it there, it is eleganza. It is one of the only ones that gave that. The color palette is very striking. I love the netting over the corset. It does give me a Little Mermaid vibe. I don't really like all the balls, like the little bubble motifs. Mm-hmm. I think it would have been cleaner without that. I do see why they added it, but sometimes I do prefer more editing. just to give us a stronger focal point, which I think is why she didn't pull through as the winner, right? But it is a little basic, it's like a typical ball gown silhouette, pageant silhouette, with the updo as well, the makeup. It kind of gives that vibe. So I like it. It's exceptional. I think it is impressive what she made. I like the concept, but it's, how many times are we going to see like sea pollution eleganza be the reference? You know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, it was kind of the whole unconventional challenge.
Right.
Did they really pull that shit from the Pacific Garbage Patch?
Clearly not, girl.
I would live if they did.
Someone pointed out that they should have, because they said basically they were talking about how to stop this, and then they bought new things that will land up in the Pacific Ocean garbage.
Yes, very real.
Did you clock vaguely, just not skipping ahead, but I love that they didn't give Arietti the $5,000. They said, we're making a donation in your name to some ocean conservation program.
I thought that. I'd be like, can you donate it to me?
I didn't clock it, but speaking of our winner, Arietti, love.
Phenomenal. This was beautiful.
The color palette, the coral motifs, making the sunglasses, the nails, the hair, everything. The shoes. I mean, wow. Did this bitch spray paint those, ombre them? Like, it was great. It was beautiful, interesting silhouette. We don't really see this, for design challenges. Love it. I'm very happy that they're like giving her flowers, because I do think it was a little unfair how they were trying to crack her,
No, I don't think you can't be just good at one thing. But I have a whole show where I talk about this. Robert, did you have were there any other looks that you wanted to talk about, that you wanted to refer to or do anything here?
Wait, let's talk about our other top.
Oh, who?
Who was Lexi Love.
The most interesting queen in the entire planet.
What did you
Crystal
think?
Envy.
Shut up. What did you think about her look? I think her look is a little controversial. At first,
she was safe.
Like, I love it. I hate it. I love it. Now that I'm looking at it,
Christian,
I do
she wasn't
love
the
it.
top.
Lexi Love was in the top, right?
No.
No, Crystal was.
It was Crystal Envy,
Sam and Arietti. Oh, I don't know why I thought Lexi was in the top. Well, I think Lexi should have been in the top over Crystal.
I actually really dug this, and I thought her jellyfish look was, this is not shade,
so cute,
absolutely stunning. It didn't look anything like she normally looks. She really transformed there.
I love her in this. This gives me Diana Ross. I love her design challenge wig, her makeup. She is starting to show us a lot of versatility, which I really, really like. Yeah, she gives me this Amanda Lepore meets Diana Ross aesthetic here. I loved this tarp. I love that it looks like a tarp, but it's very intentionally draped on her and gathered. I like it a lot. Yeah, I think it should have been in the top. Yeah, I agree. And then I also think we should comment on, I think a fair shout out is Lydia B. Collins, Iris Von Herpen, Grimes at the Met Gala situation. That's what it reminded me of. I liked it.
What look was that?
Lydia B. Collins.
From which one? From the
This is the design challenge.
Let me see.
I think Lydia desperately needs an editor. All of her looks are way overdone.
Oh, yeah. She was using metal pipes arranged into a sculptural design. Yeah.
She's been swallowed by every single one of her looks thus far. It's kind of concerning.
That's true. In terms of the bottoms, it was Hormona versus Lana, but who was the third in the bottom?
Acacia
forgot. Yeah.
Why would you set yourself up like a name like that and truly continue to allow all the basic ass gays to say, "Oh, I just forgot"? Like, but also it's true. I don't remember anything she did again.
Yeah, very that. And then she's an LA queen too. I'm like, okay, sure. I've never seen you around, but okay.
It's a big county.
I'll be honest with you. I wasn't, I have to rush into these shows, and then I don't get to really absorb them till later. So when I was prepping for this episode, I do kind of agree with the sentiment that I probably would have swapped out Acacia for Corey King.
Yeah, but actually, I do like Corey King's design challenge look.
Well, again, maybe Robert can go on in this, but eagle-eyed watchers or viewers have noted that it's almost a direct ripoff of another look. I don't know that stuff
Vanity
that well.
Milan was in the bottom for something like that. But her Mandarin fish was phenom. And one of the only things that I didn't have any scientific correction to make.
But
You know
the
who I
bathing
actually-
beauties with the shark and the hot
Terrible.
dog on a stick, yeah.
Terrible.
You know who I would have actually liked to have been in the bottom is Susie too. I hated that Amelia Earhart reference. Yeah, it looks like you crashed a plane into the ocean, and like you look like it. And
I didn't
not
care
in a
for
good way.
her Lucille Ball as a man look. It
Yeah,
it wasn't
hated
drag.
that.
Oh,
I
the
agree.
1920s.
I'm over it. Like, girl, we get it. You're a 1920s Great Depression queen. Like, I don't know why you would want to reference the Great Depression. Like, what are you going to do next? Make water fucking
not to be
pie
a
on
history
stage?
nerd, but the 20s were before the Great Depression.
Do the 20s lead into the Great Depression?
Cher's mom was there.
What did you say,
Georgia?
Christian?
Did the 20s lead into the Great Depression? Like,
They
was
sure
there
did,
overlap?
but there was,
Yeah,
but the
that's
whole
what
thing
I
was
guess.
it was all boom, and then 1929 hits and it's bust.
It was over, girl.
Well, girl.
Cal
party
from
was
Titanic put a bullet in his mouth, or so I read.
Yeah, that's what I would have done, is put Susie Toot in the bottom with Hormona. Because I feel like Lana, I do agree, Lana should have been in the bottom and she needed a
Definitely.
fire lit under her ass. But I think she could have, if she had more time, she could have embellished this Dratini situation.
Don't get me
Which-
started.
I
I
said
said this
just
at
for
the
that.
club, but from the neck up, she looked phenomenal. The outfit was not the moment.
Her
though.
styling
But
is, I mean, she's a model, you know, so.
yeah. I called this out last week, but Lana says in her confessionals often like, oh, this is a new silhouette for Lana, whatever. And she had the gall to do it again this week with her purple sea urchin. She's like, I'm actually kind of nervous because Lana doesn't normally wear spikes. And I'm like, who the fuck wears spikes normally? Goth kids in suburbia?
Well, she was also talking at one point. She's like, "Everyone's expecting me to do." I'm like, "Who are these people who are expecting this?" The 10 people at your club.
This girl.
And by the way, Joella said the same thing too. She said that kind of shit too. But she was we called her out as delusional. Anyway, Christian, you have a meeting. I don't know what Robert's gonna go back to sleep. But
Yeah, what's up with this fucking sewer rat? What's going on with her?
Oh,
Shall we catch up real quick?
I just spent a long night with I've taken a lover.
Both of us?
Oh, you too, Christian? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I guess we'll just have to hear about this some other time.
I mean, I'm not going to give more details until it's a more firm situation.
Wait, Joe, I wanted to ask you a question. Have you watched the movie Companion? Are you planning on watching the movie
I
Companion?
watched it before it even came out.
Same question goes to you, Robert. What were your thoughts?
I did not see it.
Okay.
It's so good. Robert, watch it. I liked it, Joe. What do you think?
Hold on. I liked it very much. My one, it's not even a complaint. It doesn't feel like a movie for a movie theater for me. It feels like a really good Netflix movie, but it's very good.
But I am glad I saw it in the theater.
Yeah. Yeah, but it looks like a movie that Netflix made for Netflix. I don't know who Netflix didn't make it, I don't think, but
Wait, I agree because all I saw, the only reason why I knew of this film, I went with my roommates because they were going already, but I remember seeing the Companion like end card or like movie poster in like every Netflix.
oh, maybe it's, I don't know if it's a Netflix movie, but
Like
it feels,
thing,
well,
so-
the guy made what's that one that he made? The
There
one with
is an
Justin
affiliation,
Long,
though, Joe.
Barbarian. So
I think there is an affiliation though.
yeah, it feels like a
because
really good Netflix movie.
I've only seen it advertised on Netflix.
Oh, okay. All right,
So-
guys. Well, we'll have to catch you guys next week. Yeah,
I'm going to go play Endless
hopefully this was
Ocean.
enough. All right, we'll see you guys soon.
Bye guys. Love you guys.
At your job, do you ever have to deal with a nose roller? How about a snub pulley? Well, if you're installing a new conveyor belt system, dealing with the different components can sound like you're speaking a foreign language. Luckily, you've got a team ready to help. Granger's technical product specialists are fluent in maintenance, repair, and operations. So whenever you want to talk shop, just reach out. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.